What if I told you that living to 100 isn't about perfect genes or a magic pill, but rather about a few quiet, simple habits you can start today? Every day, people over 60 ask the same question: how can I stay healthy, sharp, and independent as I age? The truth is, the people who live to 100 and beyond, the ones who still smile with strength in their 90s, who walk steadily, who remember names and feel joy, they aren't just lucky. They're doing a few things right every single day. And here's the good news. You don't need to overhaul your life. You don't need extreme workouts or complicated diets, because these 7 powerful habits are gentle, sustainable, and proven by science. They work quietly behind the scenes to protect your heart, strengthen your brain, support your bones, and nourish your spirit. In the next few minutes, you'll discover exactly what those habits are and how to make them part of your life, starting now. Even if you're 60, 70, or 80, this isn't about just adding years to your life. It's about adding life to your years. So if you're ready to take back control of your health, energy, and peace of mind, let's begin. What if the secret to a longer, healthier life wasn't found in a bottle or a fancy health app, but simply in the clock on your wall? People who live to 100 often share one quiet, powerful habit. They wake up and go to sleep at the same time every single day, no matter if it's Monday, Saturday, or a holiday. Sounds too simple to matter? Think again. When you wake and sleep on a regular schedule, something incredible happens inside you. Your circadian rhythm, your body's internal clock, syncs up. It starts regulating everything. Your digestion improves. Your immune system gets stronger. Your mood stabilizes. Your memory sharpens. Your brain begins to know exactly when to release melatonin to help you sleep. Your heart rate slows more predictably, and your body enters repair mode with surprising efficiency. I once met an 87-year-old man named Arthur who said, "I've been waking up at 6:30 every day for 40 years. Doesn't matter if I slept well or not, my body just knows." And you could see it in him. His energy, his clarity, his steady smile. You see, consistency isn't boring. It's calming. It tells your body, you're safe. You can rest. You can heal. You don't need perfect 8-hour sleep. What matters most is predictability. Just like a garden thrives with regular sunlight and water, your body thrives on rhythm. So if your sleep schedule is still all over the place, this one small habit, going to bed and waking up at the same time, might just be the most powerful health tool you haven't tried yet. And it's completely free. What if the key to feeling lighter, thinking clearer, and living longer wasn't about what you eat, but how much? There's a quiet, powerful practice followed by many people who live well into their 90s and 100s. It's called harahachi-bu, a simple Japanese phrase that means, eat until you're 80% full. Not stuffed, not heavy, just satisfied enough to stop. And this one habit changes everything. When you eat until you're just 80% full, your body gets a break. Your digestive system doesn't have to work overtime. Your blood sugar stays more stable. Your metabolism functions more efficiently. Your weight naturally balances. But it goes deeper than that. Less food means more space for healing. Your body can shift its energy inward, toward cell repair, inflammation control, and mental clarity. I remember an 84-year-old woman named Elaine who told me, "I used to clean my plate every meal. Now I pause. I listen to my body. I leave a few bites, and I feel better every day." That's not dieting. That's awareness. And that awareness becomes a life-changing rhythm. Try this. Eat slowly. Put your fork down between bites. Notice the moment your hunger starts to fade. That's your signal. Because stopping at 80% isn't about restriction. It's about respect for your body's natural limits. Over time, your portions shrink, your cravings soften, and you begin to feel lighter, clearer, more energized. This simple shift, done daily, might just be one of the most powerful longevity tools you've never tried. What if the secret to living longer wasn't a pill, a superfood, or a gym routine, but a conversation? Yes, a cup of coffee with a friend, a phone call with someone you love, even just sitting in silence with someone who truly sees you. People who live to 90, 100, and beyond often share one quiet truth. They don't do it alone. They stay connected to family, to friends, to a community that reminds them, you matter. And science backs this up. Strong, meaningful relationships lower cortisol, the stress hormone. They reduce blood pressure. They protect your heart, emotionally and physically. They boost immunity, fight depression, and even help sharpen memory. Loneliness, on the other hand, is dangerous. It's been called the new smoking because long-term disconnection raises your risk of heart disease, stroke, and early death. But connection doesn't have to be big or loud. It just has to be real. I once met Harold, 86, who lost his wife and felt himself slipping into the shadows. Then he joined a group of neighbors for coffee every Tuesday. Nothing fancy, just laughs, stories, and showing up. After a few months, he said, I smile again, not because life changed, but because I don't feel invisible anymore. That's the magic of being seen. So, if you're watching this and thinking of someone you've been meaning to call them. Reach out. Say yes to lunch. Text the old friend. Wave to your neighbor. Because love, support, and human connection, they don't just warm the heart, they protect it. And maybe, just maybe, they help us live longer, stronger, and with a little more light in our days. What if I told you that the most powerful medicine for your heart, your brain, and your body isn't locked in a pharmacy, but in the way you move? Not intense workouts, not hours at the gym, just 20 minutes of gentle movement each day. That's it. People who live to 100 don't necessarily run marathons or lift heavy weights. Most of them don't even own fancy sneakers. But what they do have is rhythm, a quiet, daily habit of walking, stretching, moving through life with intention. And this habit, it's life-changing. Daily movement improves circulation, keeps your joints flexible, strengthens your bones, and supports the muscles that help you stand tall and steady. It also sends fresh oxygen to your brain, sharpening memory, boosting mood, and lifting brain fog. I once met two women, Betty and Carol, both in their late 70s, who walked the same neighborhood loop every single morning. Rain or shine, they called it their moving meditation. Betty told me, if I skip a day, I feel it in my knees and in my head, so I just keep walking. That's the secret. Not intensity, consistency. Not punishment, presence. You don't need perfect health to start. If walking's hard, try chair stretches. Dance in the kitchen. Stand up and sit down 10 times in a row. Just keep your body in motion, because bodies that move stay alive inside. Movement tells your body, I'm still here. I still need you. Let's keep going. So if today's been still and quiet, maybe it's time to take a few steps. Not just for exercise, but for life. What gets you out of bed in the morning? For some people, it's work. For others, it's family. But for those who live to 100, there's always something deeper. They wake up with purpose. Not necessarily a grand mission or a life-changing goal, but a small, steady reason to keep moving forward. A reason to matter. And here's the truth. Having purpose isn't just good for your soul. It's good for your health. Studies show that people with a strong sense of purpose live longer. They're less likely to suffer from depression, cognitive decline, or chronic illness. Their immune system stays stronger. Their hearts beat steadier. Why? Because purpose gives your brain a job. It grounds your emotions, and it reminds you you're still needed. I remember a man named Samuel, 88, who said, every morning, I walk down my street and pick up trash. Just a few wrappers. Nothing fancy. But when neighbors wave and smile, I feel alive. That's it. That's purpose. Not fame. Not fortune. Just presence. And here's the good news. You can find purpose at any age. Feed the birds. Call a friend. Write a journal. Water your garden. Help someone cross the street. Ask yourself, what needs care? What brings peace? What would feel meaningful today? Even in the smallest way. Because when your day has direction, your heart has rhythm, and that rhythm keeps you strong. So if you've been feeling stuck or invisible, you don't need to change the world. You just need to find a reason, your reason, to show up. And once you do, it might be the very thing that carries you into your next chapter, with more strength, more grace, and a lot more joy. What if your body was still rooting for you, even after all these years? Even if you smoked, even if you drank a little too much, even if you thought, it's too late to change. The truth is, it's not too late. In fact, quitting harmful habits, even after 70, can dramatically improve your health and quality of life. People who live well into their 90s and beyond, most of them either never smoked or they quit early, and they keep alcohol to a minimum. A glass of wine with dinner, a toast at celebrations, nothing more. Why does it matter? Because smoking puts your body in constant stress. Your lungs fight to breathe. Your blood vessels narrow. Your brain and heart starve for oxygen. It speeds up aging, weakens your bones, clouds your memory, and damages nearly every organ. And alcohol, even in moderation, it can fragment your sleep, lower your balance, dull your memory, and quietly wear down your liver and brain, especially as you age. But here's the miracle. Your body forgives. I met Louise, 81, who said, "I gave up wine every night and switched to tea. Now I sleep better. I feel clearer. I didn't think it would matter this late, but it did." When she spoke, there was a calm in her eyes, a steadiness in her voice, because your body is always listening. It doesn't care about yesterday. It just wants you to choose better today. So if you're holding on to old habits that once brought comfort, but now feel like burdens, let them go. Your lungs can breathe easier. Your heart can beat freer. Your mind can find peace. And your next chapter? It just might begin with a deep, clean breath. What if the most powerful way to stay young wasn't about creams, pills, or perfect genes, but about something much quieter? Curiosity. Yes, the simple act of wanting to learn, to read, to ask questions, to try something new. People who live to 100 with sharp minds and vibrant energy all seem to share this one trait. They never stop being curious. They keep learning every day, not because they're chasing a degree, but because they enjoy giving their brain something to chew on. And here's what happens when they do. They build what scientists call cognitive reserve. It's like a mental safety net that protects against memory loss, confusion, and decline. Think of it like daily exercise, but for your mind. You don't need to take classes or write a book. You just need to stay interested. Read an article. Try a new recipe. Solve a crossword puzzle. Ask a deep question. Talk to someone who makes you think. I once met Carl, 90, who read the newspaper from cover to cover every single day, even the parts he didn't understand. He underlined words he didn't know and looked them up later. He told me, "I like giving my brain something to do. Otherwise, it gets lazy." And you know what? Carl was sharp, engaged. He stood tall and spoke clearly because his mind was alive. That's what curiosity does. It doesn't just feed your brain. It keeps your whole body engaged. So, no matter your age, keep asking, keep reading, keep reaching for things that light you up inside. Because when your brain stays active, you stay active. And that spark of curiosity, it might just be the thing that keeps you growing, even at 80, 90, or 100. Here's the truth most people miss. You don't have to do everything at once. You don't need to change your entire life overnight. Just start with one habit, one gentle, doable shift that fits you, your pace, your rhythm, your season of life. Because healthy aging isn't about perfection. It's about progress. And the goal isn't just to live longer. It's to live better, with clarity, calm, connection, and mornings that feel meaningful, not rushed. Pick one habit from today's video. Maybe it's walking 20 minutes. Maybe it's sleeping on a schedule. Maybe it's calling someone you love. That one choice, done consistently, could transform how you feel, how you move, how you live. And if this message resonated with you, if you believe aging can be vibrant, joyful, and deeply human, then you're in the right place. Hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss a video designed to support your journey to a longer, stronger, and more meaningful life. You don't just deserve more years. You deserve years that feel alive. Let's walk this path together, one small step at a time.